I want to talk about coronavirus, and the numbers are grim. They continue to be grim. Today, the latest on the coronavirus pandemic, we're looking at a death toll here in the U.S. that continues to hit devastating record highs. More than 433,000 people have died from COVID so far here in America. And these mind-boggling numbers come as cases of the new variant, first detected in South Africa, are being reported in this country. This strain of the virus is just the latest to be identified in the U.S. So Debra Alfarone is on Capitol Hill following the very latest for us. So we've got this new variant, first identified in South Africa. Apparently it may be more contagious. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that scientists are worried, Anne-Marie. In fact, the leading top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, we all know, he says even before he found out about these two cases here, that he was already troubled.
A dangerous new coronavirus strain has turned up in the United States, infecting two patients in different parts of South Carolina.
There is no known travel history, and there is no known connection between the two cases.
This variant was initially detected in South Africa. It's believed to be more contagious and possibly more resistant to vaccines.
The more uncontrolled spread of virus there is in this country or anywhere in the world, the more likely it is that strains will emerge and spread which are either more infectious or potentially even more lethal.
The discovery comes as another highly infectious variant takes hold in the U.S. It was first identified in the U.K. and has now been found in over half the states.
There are some encouraging signs to report. The nation's overall infection and hospitalization numbers are down roughly 35% from highs set earlier this month.
Every 2,000 folks over the age of 65 that we vaccinate is 4 lives saved.
The CDC says 26.2 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the U.S. so far.
I just hope to stick around long enough to see my great-grandchildren grow up.
More vaccines could be coming. Novavax says clinical trials show its vaccine has 90% effectiveness against the coronavirus, but the drug maker said it was less effective against the South African variant.
And President Biden is banning travel to the U.S. from South Africa for everyone except for U.S. citizens starting tomorrow to try and slow the spread of this new variant. Anne-Marie.
Yeah, that's one idea, but obviously it's already here. But let us talk about this coronavirus relief package. What is the status on that?
Well, phones are ringing here for sure because President Biden is calling senators and having discussions with them, closed-door discussions, and he wants this to be a bipartisan effort, passage of this bill. Well, not everybody's on board with it, and there's a couple of sticking points. One is that stimulus check of $1,400. In fact, Susan Collins is saying she talked to Joe Biden, and she says that her concern is the way that it stands now, that a family of 5 making more than $325,000 a year would still get a partial payment. So that's one of the sticking points. Now Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they're saying, it's great, they want it to be bipartisan, but they're not convinced. And if it's not going to be bipartisan, they're looking for other ways to kind of get this through. Schumer does say that the Senate's going to look at this early next week. So they want to get this passed. And certainly many senators are saying it's got to be passed soon because people need relief now.
Yeah, it's an awful lot of money, $2 trillion, nearly $2 trillion. You want to make sure that the money is used appropriately to have the greatest impact. We saw a lot of waste in the last stimulus package, but the clock is ticking and people are desperate. Debra, thank you so much.
You're welcome.